After 3 weeks of silence, Formula One returns to Zandvoort this weekend. But 3 critical questions are about to shake up everything we thought we knew about the 2025 season. First, why are McLaren's title favorites arriving with a mysterious 9-point gap that could expose a hidden team dynamic? Second, can Max Verstappen break his 4-race podium drought at his home circuit? Or has the Red Bull era truly ended? And third, what bombshell driver announcement is Cadillac preparing to drop that could reshape the entire grid for 2026? The answers to these questions won't just determine who wins in Zandvoort. They'll set the tone for the final 10 races of what's becoming the most unpredictable championship fight in years. Let's start with what the numbers reveal about McLaren's internal battle. According to the race week preview, Oscar Piastri holds a 9-point advantage over teammate Lando Norris heading into Zandvoort. But here's where it gets interesting. Norris was the one who won last time out in Budapest, and he absolutely dominated last year's Dutch Grand Prix, winning by over 20 seconds while Piastri finished 4th. The data tells a different story than the championship standings suggest. The preview notes there's often little to choose between the 2 McLaren drivers in terms of pace, yet one driver consistently delivers when it matters most. This pattern is becoming harder to ignore with each passing race. But the McLaren situation pales in comparison to what's happening with Max Verstappen. The 4-time world champion hasn't finished on the podium in the past 4 races, a streak that would have been unthinkable just 2 seasons ago. With only 2 wins to his name in 2025, according to the race preview, Verstappen doesn't arrive as the favorite for once. The timing of this decline is significant because it coincides with his home race, where a sea of orange supporters will be expecting magic. As the preview puts it, those fans may have arrived with a sense of expectation in previous years. This time around, it is likely to be more in hope. At first glance, you might think this championship fight is simply about McLaren's superior car development. The evidence suggests they've found something their competitors haven't, allowing both drivers to consistently challenge for wins while Red Bull struggles. But here's where the story gets more complex. The race preview reveals that Verstappen managed a sprint win in Belgium, breaking up that lack of a podium. This suggests the pace is still there when conditions align. The preview notes that Verstappen has proven on multiple occasions that he can threaten at the front if the car is to his liking. This becomes even more intriguing when you consider what's happening at Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton's challenging 2025 season has seen him having to settle into a new environment for the first time in 12 years, according to the preview. Yet there were signs of progress. He appeared increasingly competitive compared to teammate Charles Leclerc before the summer break. But there's more to this story than simple car performance. The real question isn't just about who has the fastest car, it's about timing and psychology. The race preview reveals something fascinating about Hamilton's situation at Ferrari. Despite showing potential of the partnership with highlights like a sprint victory in China, the gains didn't lead to firm results in the 2 races in Belgium and Hungary. Here's what the numbers reveal about the pressure building in this championship fight. We're not at the halfway point anymore. The preview makes this crystal clear. 14 races down, 10 to go. We're entering what it calls the final third of the season, where each race feels that bit more important. The most revealing part comes when you look at the driver market dynamics. According to the preview, the situation is unusual this year, given the fact there are so many confirmed seats for 2026 already. This stability is masking something bigger. Cadillac's entry as the 11th team means 2 new seats and therefore 2 extra drivers getting to race next year. But the timing raises questions. The preview notes that rumors that a decision is close have been gaining momentum during the summer break. Why announce driver decisions now, in the middle of a championship fight? Unless something bigger is brewing behind the scenes. This pattern suggests we're about to witness something unprecedented in modern F1. The evidence points to a perfect storm brewing at Zandvoort. You have McLaren drivers who are clear favorites for the title, but separated by a gap that could explode under pressure. You have Verstappen desperate to deliver for his home crowd, but struggling with a car that's no longer dominant. And you have Hamilton and Ferrari needing a clean race at Zandvoort to start to build some positive momentum. The stakes become clear when you realize what's at play. As the preview notes, while no single Grand Prix pays more points than any other, the closer you get to the end of the season, the more the pressure seems to ramp up. We're entering the phase where championships are won and lost. But there's another layer to consider: Mercedes. According to the preview, George Russell and Kimi Antonelli are yet to receive confirmation that their contracts will be extended. Russell admitted, "It wasn't a particularly reassuring time having to wait for confirmation of his future." This uncertainty could influence how aggressively drivers push in these crucial final races. The Dutch Grand Prix becomes pivotal because it's the first race after the break where these psychological pressures will play out. The preview suggests that for drivers like Hamilton, the break could well have come at the perfect time, allowing him to gain a bit of perspective. But perspective only matters if you can translate it into results. All signs point to Zandvoort being more than just another race. It could be the moment where the championship picture crystallizes or fractures completely. But here's what we still don't know. Will McLaren's internal harmony survive the pressure of a tight championship fight, especially when Piastri's 9-point lead meets Norris's proven ability to win when it counts? Can Verstappen find that special something he needs in qualifying to unlock his car's potential in front of his home crowd? And perhaps most intriguingly, which drivers will Cadillac announce for 2026? And will the timing of that announcement influence how current drivers approach these final races? The evidence suggests this weekend at Zandvoort will provide answers to at least some of these questions. Keep an eye on qualifying performance, team radio communications, and any surprise announcements in the paddock. What happens next could define not just this championship, but the entire future landscape of Formula One. What do you think will be the biggest story coming out of Zandvoort? Let me know in the comments below.